Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down how the wealthiest people on the planet manage their money, and more importantly, how you can use their exact same playbook no matter what your income looks like. So, let's dive in.
We're kicking things off with this quote because, really, it gets to the absolute heart of the matter. The 1%, they just think differently. They're not just working for a paycheck. They're obsessed with owning things. Assets, businesses, you name it. Things that make money for them. And that right there is the fundamental shift in mindset.
And this way of thinking, it reveals the biggest secret in finance. It's not about your salary. It's about the system you have for your money. Seriously, the strategies we're about to walk through are the same whether you're making 50 grand or 500 grand a year. It all comes down to how you manage it. But which system is the right one? I mean, you've probably seen a million of these budget rules floating around online. You've got all these different percentages for saving and investing and spending, and honestly, they all seemed to contradict each other. It can be super confusing.
It's a totally fair question, right? Do you follow the 70-20-10 rule, or is it the 25-15-15-10 rule? It is so easy to get bogged down in the numbers and just freeze. But what if they're all just kind of saying the same thing? Well, here's the truth. The specific numbers, they don't matter nearly as much as the philosophy behind them. Underneath all those different percentages, every single one of these rules is built on the exact same 4 pillars of a 1% money mindset. And today we're going to walk through every single one. All right, pillar number 1, and this is the big one, the growth engine. This is all about actively buying assets. I'm not just talking about saving money in a bank account. I'm talking about putting your money to work. This is the slice of your income that is non-negotiable. It's dedicated to building your wealth because real wealth comes from owning things that make money for you. And the best part, you can totally put it on autopilot.
Think about it like this. The normal paycheck-to-paycheck cycle, some financial experts have called it modern-day slavery. You work, you get paid, you pay your bills, and poof, you're broke again. You're forced to just keep running on that treadmill. The 1% fight back by making sure their money is working just as hard as they are, 24/7. And to really see why starting now is such a game changer, let's look at this classic story of Billy and Phil. Billy gets a head start. At age 20, he starts putting away just $200 a month. His buddy Phil waits a decade, till he's 30, but he tries to catch up by investing more, $300 a month. They both keep it up until they turn 60. Okay, so let's do the quick math. Billy, over his lifetime, invests a total of $96,000 of his own cash. Phil, because he was putting in more each month, actually invested more, $108,000. So Phil put in $12,000 more than Billy did. He should end up with more money, right? Wrong. Not even close. This right here is the magic of compound growth. Phil did great. He ended up with almost $680,000. But Billy ended up with over $1.2 million. That is nearly $600,000 more, even though he invested less of his own money. The only difference? He gave his money an extra 10 years to grow. Time is your greatest asset. So how do you even get started? Well, you don't need to be some stock-picking wizard. The absolute easiest path for most people is a simple index fund. Basically, it's a low-cost way to own a tiny piece of the entire stock market, so you're diversified automatically. And you can set it up to add money every month without even thinking about it. And this part is absolutely crucial. You want to invest through tax-advantaged accounts. In the US, that's something like a 401k, where you invest money before taxes are even taken out of your paycheck. And if your job offers a match, that is literally free money. You have to take it. Then there's a Roth IRA, where you invest after-tax money, but then all the growth and all the withdrawals you make in retirement are 100% tax-free. But look, growing all this wealth is fantastic, but it's totally pointless if you can't protect it. And that brings us to pillar number 2, the stability shield. This is your cash safety net, the thing that protects your growth engine from getting wrecked by one single emergency. And I'm not exaggerating. A flat tire, a surprise medical bill, a leaky roof. For more than half of all people, a single $1,000 expense is enough to send them spiraling. It could force them to sell their investments at the worst possible time or go deep into debt. That's why having this stability fund is not optional. It's essential. Building this shield is a pretty simple three-step mission. First, you got to figure out your bare-bones survival number, just the absolute must-haves for a month. Second, multiply that number by 3 to 6. That's your target. And finally, you have to store that cash somewhere safe and easy to access, but where it's still earning you a little something, like a high-yield savings account. Then just automate a transfer every month till you hit your goal.
Okay. On to pillar number 3. This is all about controlling your biggest expense, your lifestyle. Because here's the thing, real wealth, it's not the fancy car or the designer watch. It's the money you don't see, the money that's working for you in the background. This pillar is about being super intentional with that big chunk of your income that covers all your living expenses.
And forget cutting back on lattes for a minute. The data is crystal clear. For most of us, the two biggest black holes for our money are housing and transportation. If you can get a handle on just those two categories, you will make a huge difference in how much money you have left over for your growth and stability goals.
So how do you actually keep your spending in check without driving yourself crazy? Well, trying to rely on willpower alone is a losing battle. It's going to fail you when you're tired or stressed. You need a system. So, before you make a non-essential purchase, try the 7-day rule. Just wait a week. You'll be surprised how often the urge just disappears. And ask yourself, am I buying this because it's a great product, or am I just buying the brand's marketing? These simple rules create intention.
Now, a system this disciplined, well, it needs a release valve to be sustainable, right? And that brings us to our final pillar, which might just be the most underrated piece of this entire puzzle. Your reward for sticking with the plan. I mean, all work and no play. It's just a surefire recipe for burnout. If your financial plan is all about deprivation and has zero room for fun, you are going to break it, I promise. That's why every single one of these money rolls carves out a slice of your income, usually about 10 to 20%, for completely guilt-free spending. It's a strategy. It's like a cheat meal on a diet. It keeps you sane and motivated. And that is the key way to think about this. This money isn't derailing your goals. It's actually an investment in your own motivation, in your own mental health. You're making sure you have the energy and the balance to stick with this plan for the long, long haul. So, to get the most bang for your buck from this rewards fund, what should you spend it on? Well, the experts suggest focusing on experiences that create lasting memories, hobbies that fuel your passions, and building connections with people you care about. Those things almost always provide a way better return on your happiness than just buying more stuff. So let's bring it all home. This whole 4-pillar philosophy, it's not about being cheap. It's not about depriving yourself. It's the complete opposite. It's about taking total, absolute control of your money and telling every single dollar exactly where it needs to go. It's about intentionally designing the life you actually want to live. So there it is, the 4 pillars: your growth engine, your stability shield, controlling your costs, and your guilt-free rewards. That is the philosophy. And by putting this system to work, by automating your investments and your savings, you start managing your money like the 1%. So the only question left is the one right there on your screen. What is the first asset you will own?